Today we're going to talk about setting snares in order to gather small game in case you find yourself lost out here in the woods for more than just a couple of hours. We're going to use some braided nylon line that I got at the local Walmart store for about $2 that is typically used for fishing but makes a perfect snare wire. Okay, as I said, we're going to use some braided nylon fishing line that I got at Walmart. It was this is a 120-pound nylon test that I got for like $2.50. It comes with all the sleeves you need. All right, here's the sleeves for it that come with it. That's what you're going to use to make the loops in your snare. And then obviously you need a multi-tool of some kind to cramp them down. So we're going to make up a couple snares, and then we're going to show you where you should set these snares in order to have the best luck of getting game. The other thing is you're not just going to want to set one snare. You're going to want to set multiples. That way you increase your odds of getting the food that you're going to need to survive out here. Okay, what I've done is I've created about a half a dozen snares that have a loop, a small loop that allows it to slide, and then a slightly larger loop that I'm going to use to attach to an anchor point for the snare. Now, once you've got your snares made, you're going to want to look around for game trails around your camp. You don't want to set them right near your camp or where you've decided to build a shelter and a fire, because the animals are going to stay away from that. You're going to want to move out a ways, probably at least 100 or so meters, because you just being in the area is going to disturb those animals. So we're going to go look around the area we've chosen for a camp for the night, and I'm going to see if I can't find some game trails where we can set up some snares. Okay, I've been wandering about a bit, and I'm probably 200 meters from my camp, and I've been following this game trail back, not walking directly on it. I'm off to one side of it, and I come to the point where it comes up into some dry brush that's got some good places that I can anchor these snares at. As you can see from the tracks, I've got what look like deer. I've got plenty of rabbit, which is what my target animal is. I've also got some larger predatory animals, so that's something I need to look out for. I don't know if you can see in the video what looks like a bobcat track here and another here where it's been following this same game trail just off to the side of it where it converges. So what we're going to do is we're going to come up here to where I can anchor this first snare and set it up so you can see kind of what you need to do in order to snare some game for dinner. We've come along and I've moved up this trail a bit and a bit more, and as you can see, there's some rabbit droppings right here that are actually really fresh. So this is going to be a good spot to set our snare up. Okay, now as you can see where the rabbit droppings are, we're going to trace this back, and you can see where right up under this branch is where this rabbit's been running. It comes right down through here. There's a couple of really good spots to anchor this snare through here. So what we're going to do is I'm going to anchor it up and show you exactly what you need to do. For rabbit, it'll work. It's stout, it's still attached to a tree, it's nice and green, so it's not going to break easily. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to take, and the first thing we're going to do is come back here a little ways and secure the snare to this branch by just wrapping it around and sliding it through that small loop that you made in the snare wire, pulling it through the whole thing until you clear your little slip knot part of the snare. Okay, once that's done, you're going to snug it down nice and tight on that branch. Now the next part is figuring out the size of the animal that you're going after. Okay, since we're going after a rabbit, and this one, from the judge of his tracks, is pretty good size, we want to make the loop just a hair bigger than his head. Okay, you make it too big and he can go right through it and you're not going to get what you need. So we're going to shoot for about that. Now there's a natural choke point in this little game trail, so that's how we're going to set our wire. Is we're going to set it so that it's just off the ground and open the size we need, about where he's going to come through. So once we've got that done, we can move on setting other snares. So as you can see, we've got our wire set up on the route the rabbit's been taking, judging from his tracks. The opening is just about the size of his head, a little bit bigger, so when he comes through there, he's gonna come hopping down the bunny trail, hit that snare, it's gonna tighten up around his neck, and because it's gonna scare him, it's gonna panic him, he's gonna try to run, and he's just gonna pull that tighter until it strangles him to death. So now, all we need to do is go further up the trail, or find some other ones around, and set up some more snares. About a half a dozen snares. Now it's just time to sit back and wait. I'm gonna go back to my camp. I'm gonna chill out by the fire for a while, give it 2 or 3 hours, because the sun's about to go down. So a lot of these animals are gonna start moving to get to water and food. We'll go back and we'll check them just before dark. And then if we don't have anything, it just means we're hungry tonight. We'll check them again in the morning. And that's the key with snares. You have to check them about every 3 to 4 hours, because you don't want some other predator to come along and take what you just caught in that snare. As always, thanks for watching, and train to survive.